Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Hey, brother, sometimes something that I deal with, and I'm sure if I deal with it, I'm sure many of you brothers and sisters have the same challenge too as well, is keeping my mind and my eyes set on what's above, meaning the kingdom to come. You know, even the Apostle Paul mentioned this when he wrote to the Israelites scattered in Colossia, right? In Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. And he tells them simply, keep your mind on the things above, not on earthly things. That simply means the kingdom to come. And what he means by the kingdom to come is what we have to understand. And what I did was I queued up a number of photos and clips here to drive home the point. You know, something that we have to understand that was part of the curses is that not only would we have children and they would be taken from us, right? But something we're going to get back in the kingdom is not only us having children, but we're going to enjoy having them. Okay? You got to look at these beautiful little Israelite girls here, right? And they're not even in their glory, right? Our sons as well. We're going to get to have our sons and enjoy our sons also, right? That's all of our children. Like the Lord said in the book of Matthew, we're going to get back 100 times more, right? Because the curses are going to be taken off of us. Nevertheless, something I wanted to do here is even this one video that I had queued up here. If you look at the beautiful little faces of these little girls, you know, look at how they look, man. And something I want to share with you is that the Israelites in our glory, not only us as the hopefully elect, but also our children, our entire nation, will have a uniqueness about them. Okay? Our features, our eyes, our hair, you know, because just like now in a lower sense, we have a uniqueness about us. Imagine us in our glory. All right? Let me come back to this. Let me go back to the scriptures, man. I'm gonna leave these photos up, especially this sweetheart here. You know, I have a daughter. My daughter's beautiful, but man, just imagine, you know, our children, not only us, but our children in their glory, the talents and the gifts and the abilities that they'll have. But anyway, let me get back to the scriptures, because as we reference Colossians chapter 3, verse 2, right? Keep your mind set on what's above. You have to consider something. Just as Paul wrote to the Israelites scattered in Corinthians, right? Remember, he wrote 3 letters, and the scriptures talk about it has the first 2 letters in there, but 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9, it tells us, however, as it is written, no eye has seen, nor ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things Yahweh has prepared for those who love him. Meaning, it hasn't even come into our mind what the Lord has for us was waiting in the kingdom to come. Because remember, Yahweh Shai said, I go away to prepare a place for you, right? And even when you think on that alone, man, you're like, man, it builds your faith. It literally builds your endurance in the spirit, if you will, right? We have to consider something else. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 4, when Paul was caught up to the spiritual realm, right? He said, I was caught up to paradise, because that's what the kingdom of heaven is going to be on earth. It's going to be paradise. And he said, and heard inexpressible things that no one is permitted to tell, right? I believe in another place he said, let me come down to the King James Version, right? He said that which it is not lawful for a man to utter. So he saw things that were unimaginable, things that he couldn't even fathom, things that he couldn't even probably explain, right? So this is why we have to keep our minds set on what's above. Let's look at Ecclesiasticus chapter 43, verse 32, right? We got to keep this in mind. There are yet hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works. I queued up a few videos here. Keep this in mind when you view these videos, that we've seen only but a few of his works. So I want you to imagine us in the kingdom and what we're going to see there. This clip here, this video here, is going to be a great example of that, right? Look at that view there. You know, it's simply amazing, right? And this is just earth, because isn't the earth likened unto heaven in a sense? Remember, it's all the works of the Most High's hands. Let me come out of there. Let me go here for a second. I'll give you another view. Look at this, man. Check that out. In your spiritual eye, you have to imagine being in the kingdom and seeing these things, right? Whatever you do, whatever you got to do to keep your mind set on what is above, whether it's focusing on getting your children back in the kingdom, for you brothers out there who might have lost contact with your children, or we may be dealing with some other things as to where your relationship is not where you want to be. Understand that, yes, we're under the curses, but you're going to get it all back in the kingdom, right? If you endure to the end, right? And even our children, when we get them back, the order is going to be fully restored. Heaven is going to be completely peaceful. Everything's going to be back in order. Even our children are going to have special capabilities and authority as well. How do we know? Isaiah chapter 11 verse 6, and it reads, "The wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat," right? The calf and the lion and the yearling. What's a yearling? It's a horse that's a year or two old together, and a little child will lead them. You gotta understand. Let me go back to that video, another video I had queued up, man. This is going to be the norm in the kingdom here. This is going to be the norm. And this young woman here, I mean, she looks to be a young woman. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe 20 something, maybe 30. I'm not sure. But the point I want to drive home is this is going to be a normality in the kingdom, brothers. A normality. Okay. Let me come out of this. We'll go back to the scriptures. Except our children will be doing it, as well as many of you brothers and sisters as well. It's going to be our daily lives, right? Something I want to cue up and focus on as far as dealing with us flourishing and multiplying and enjoying our children in the kingdom is Ezekiel. Now, pardon me. Let me find where I was. It's Ezekiel chapter 36. Let me come down to verse 8. Now read down a little bit. Just bear with me for a second. Right? Verse 8, and it reads, "But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come." And the Lord is going to redeem us, right? Remember, when he comes, he's going to gather his elect from the four corners of the earth and put them in their own land. Something else I had queued up for you. Just imagine the fruit and various vegetables you're going to see in the kingdom. Check this out, brothers. I saw this video. I was like, man, just imagine what the kingdom is going to be like. It says, "Have you ever seen a white apple?" No, I haven't. So you can only imagine if this exists on earth, imagine what the kingdom is going to possess. Because remember, we have seen only but a few of his works, right? Man, let me come out of this. Let me come back to this, brothers. It just excites me. It really does. All right. So, pardon me. Let me go back to verse 9. "For behold, I am for you. I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown," meaning Israel's going to multiply. Remember, we're going to be more numerous than the sands of the sea. Verse 10 goes a little further in explaining that. "And I will multiply men upon you, all the houses of Israel, even all of it, and the cities shall be inhabited, and the waste shall be built. And I will multiply you, man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit." Meaning they're going to have children, sons, daughters. Let's continue on here. "And I will settle you after your old estate," right? Meaning the Lord is going to put everything back into the way that it was, right? In its original form, an original order, original structure. and I will do better unto you than at your beginnings. Man, I mean, Israel's going to be perfect. Remember, the law is going to be on our inward parts, right? That law is going to govern the whole earth, right? You should get excited just thinking about it, okay? Let me go back to where I was. Pardon me, brothers. I kind of lose my space, my spot when I just get excited. Just thinking about the kingdom to come. We'll start over at verse 11. And I will multiply you, man and beast, and shall increase and bring forth fruit. And I will settle you after your old estate, and will do better unto you than at your beginning. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 7 and 8. I will bring Judah and Israel back from captivity. I will rebuild them as they were before. Meaning we're going to be restored, right? Because remember, even in the ancient world, we were the elite people. And it reads, I will cleanse them from all the sins they have committed against me, and I will forgive all their sins of rebellion against me. Remember, the law is going to be in our inward parts, right? That goes into that new body. It's going to be impossible for us to go off again, to sin against the Lord, our power again, right? We go to Zechariah chapter 9, verse 16. The Lord, their God, Yahweh, our power, will save his people on that day, as a shepherd saves his flock. They will sparkle in his land like jewels in a crown. And what that goes into is immortality. And if you, a brother like me, not only do I want to get my children back, yes, I have my children now, but I want to be able to have as many children as I want. Beautiful sons and handsome nieces, nephews, gorgeous daughters, so on and so forth. But our women are going to be back in order too as well. I want you to imagine with me, brothers, if you can. Remember, our women are going to be back in their beautiful natural state, right? Beautiful hair, gorgeous skin. And you have to use these as examples, smiling, looking beautiful, cooking, doing various things, It's going to be amazing, brothers. And this is just an example, brothers. This is just an example, right? Look at that hair, man. Look at that skin. You understand? That's the way it's going to be. Look at this sister here. And yeah, she walking down the street, provocatively dressed. However, brothers, I want to use this as an example. This is just our women, and they're not in their glorified state. They're not in modest apparel, right? So imagine them in their glorified state, in modest apparel, covered up with that natural hair, that natural glow. Remember, brothers, we are going to get all this back here, right? All of this we're going to get back, right? Hopefully this lesson has been edifying, because it most definitely boosts my spirit. Because sometimes you do get low in the spirit, but you have to keep your mind set on what is above. Shalom.